A little warm, did you? Nothing else to do. I'd like to call this study session to order.
This meeting will be conducted by audio and video conference without a physically present quorum of the Rock Island City Council due to the disaster declaration issued by Governor Pritzker. Because of this order related to COVID-19 health concerns affecting the state and the city, the mayor has determined that an in-person meeting at City Hall with all participants may not be practical or prudent. Alderpersons and staff may not all be physically present at City Hall due to the disaster, and physical attendance at City Hall may be limited. To participate remotely during the public comment or public hearing portion of the meeting, please join by phone at 1-636-649-4392, PIN 651-633-236 #.
Thank you very much. Roll call.
Alderperson Robinson.
Present.
Hertz.
Here.
Gilbert.
Present.
Swanson.
Here.
Parker.
Here.
Poulos.
Here.
Healy.
Here.
And Mayor Tomes.
Here. Thank you. Public comment. Anybody here, public comment besides the SSA public hearing? Any other topics? Anybody else wish to talk about? Public comment. Virtual, is there anybody virtually? Not seeing any at this point. We will move on.
Mayor Tomes will close the study session meeting and open the continuation of a public hearing for public input on the establishment of a Special Services Area, SSA, in downtown Rock Island.
Very good. To close the regular meeting and open a public hearing. Those that wish to speak, please, yes. There's some signed up. Thank you. Yes, it. All right, we'll go through the people that did sign up. Robert Burke.
Hi, thank you. My name is Robert Burke. I'm a Fifth Ward and downtown resident, and I'm here to speak again in opposition to the SSA. But first, I have a correction to the minutes of the October 24th study session. I was quoted as talking about an aggressive tax. I know I was on the phone. It seemed like there was maybe an audio issue, but that's not what I said, and that's not a type of tax. I described a regressive tax. It's actually very important for everyone here, especially council and city staff, to understand the nature of the type of tax you're proposing. So I'll define it for you in relation to other types of tax. In layman's terms, a tax, as we all know, is an amount of money collected by a government on something like income, sales, property to fund some kind of governmental shared purpose. A progressive tax is a tax that takes into account factors such as one's socioeconomic status and stands to distribute the burden and benefit more equitably. A regressive tax, which is what I said, is one that does not take the other factors into account and burdens everybody, perhaps equally, but not equitably. And that's what the SSA is, and it's really important to understand, especially when considering the SSA that you're proposing will tax the life out of the poorest people on the Illinois side of the Quad Cities, while a $17 billion corporation in our backyard got to self-select a lower rate than them and get to say where their money goes. On this note, at the last meeting, city staff clarified that they had made no effort and will not be making any effort to engage with renters in the SSA, despite the fact that the tax burden will in fact be passed on to them. While this remark was likely intended to assuage any outstanding concerns about unintentional exclusion from the already bungled mailings, all I heard was, we meant to exclude you from the conversation. We meant to cater to property owners, landowners, and big businesses. We'll reach out to out-of-town landlords, but we don't care about you or anybody else who is too poor to own property. This exclusion, especially when considering the socioeconomics of the area, is alarmingly unjust. You're claiming to uplift a neighborhood that houses the poorest of poor. But poor people are known to rent at a disproportionately higher rate than high-income earners, and in today's economy where the American dream of home ownership is rapidly vanishing, for my generation it's virtually non-existent, you are not only not including them in the conversation, but you're intentionally excluding them because, oh, that's not required, so we're not going to do it. We're just going to rush to get this through. And that comes across as really disingenuous and futile. Much of the media coverage, including the city's own, has claimed that an SSA or relatives by other names in other states is a form of self-taxation. But if you've been paying any attention to me, my neighbors, the backroom deals, the shrinking, now meandering shape of the SSA and the small businesses in the district, there ain't nothing self about this. This is being forced upon us in every sense of the word, with few unfair avenues for us to escape from the regressive taxes that some of you sitting up in front of me have campaigned against. This proposal is the work of business interests represented by the Chamber of Commerce, who should be working to build bridges, not gatekeep them, and a cherry-picked minority of downtown stakeholders who do not fully represent nor seem to care about the future of its largely rental-based residents or small businesses. By merely checking the minimum boxes for public engagement at best, and in some cases lying about it, you are not only leaving out, but steamrolling the voices that matter most, and the people that will be impacted most severely, and what's left of the community that trusted you to lead them into the next generation. In effect, you are breaking the trust that the city of Rock Island has already struggled to attain in recent decades, and you are furthering a distaste among residents and observers for the leadership of the city of Rock Island. But residents of Rock Island deserve to have a city where loving it comes easy. And I don't see how this rushed process done without their partnership is going to make that vision a reality. So I ask you one fundamental question. Do you want to be the city that falls for snake oil again? Or do you want to put your heart, soul, eyes, ears, and hands where your mouth is? And I have to compliment you on one thing. Normally, when something this extraordinary comes along, it's the political will that's hard to come by. If your past votes on this matter are any indication, though, I'm happy to see that that's not actually the issue here in Rock Island. But the issue before us is much more dire and much more fundamental. We've skipped the details, the math, the outcome, the equity, the engagement, and rushed straight to the will. You've been fed a sales pitch with no substance and no real plan, and so far we've allowed it. But I believe Rock Island's future is deserving of further scrutiny, more time, and more hands on deck. Whatever we do, we should be doing it together. We have plan after plan sitting on your shelves that were done this way, and they're full of great ideas. An SSA is actually a suggestion within the Downtown Revitalization Plan of 2015. But based on the other contents and methods of that plan and others, I don't think the participants were suggesting that you go about it with your back turned to them. For example, the Arsenal Gateway Plan of 2013 suggests working with neighborhood residents and employees in addition to property and business owners to move the neighborhood forward. The Comprehensive Plan of 2014 recommends on pages 99 through 101, quote, encouraging and supporting the creation of neighborhood associations and locally led neighborhood planning efforts. Flash forward to today, we've moved in the opposite direction with so many of our neighborhood associations being dormant, and rather than supporting them, we're now opting for secretive little clubs that meet behind closed doors. And that is not the mark of an engaged and just city. So let's hold the phone on this. Hit the pause button, slow down, start over, and do this with the right people in the room. Let's build up our neighborhood associations and call people to the table rather than just leaving them out because that's not required. I don't think decimating your impoverished downtown population and pulling the rug out from under your small businesses is consistent with any past planning effort, nor is it the way to end the cyclical poverty that we see downtown. So let's slow down, look inward, look backward, look forward, and give our residents the time of day that they deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, Nicole Watson-Lamb.
Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. I'd like to, first of all, my name is Nicole Watson-Lamb. For those who don't know me, I own two businesses in the downtown area. Miss Brimani's Hair and Beauty Supply and the Urban Reserve Luxury Event Suite. I am also a lifelong Rock Island resident. My initial thought pattern when I was to come up here was to explain to you why I felt the SSA was necessary, not just as a business stakeholder or a property owner, but as a resident of Rock Island as far as the betterment for Rock Island. I think that the opposition, although has some key points, also is very misinformed and just to speak directly to the gentleman that was just up here, we worked on this for 2 years. It wasn't a closed door session. It was anyone who wanted to join could come in. We did everything that we possibly could to make sure that people were informed. Okay, no problem. So it was to my understanding that we had very strict guidelines as to the things that we needed to check off. So that's what we did. We do realize, hindsight, that yes, we probably should have reached out to renters sooner, but at the same time, we did meet those guidelines that we were supposed to have in order for us to be able to try to build and come before City Council. So, that being said, there was no malice or no ill will or no intention of us trying to keep certain people from the conversation. Because at the end of the day, our main goal is for the betterment of the city of Rock Island. That's what this is all for. We wouldn't be here if the city of Rock Island could do it by themselves. And so for me, once again, if we don't, the move forward, the slow down, the pause, you talk about a 2013 plan, a 2015 plan. We have lots of plans that are sitting on the shelf. It's 2022. Why don't we move forward with something that seems to work? We don't have, there's not another plan on the table. If you have people like me who are invested in Rock Island, who are emotionally, financially invested in Rock Island, willing to give money that they might not have. Not everybody that owns property is rich, just for the record. And so that being said, if you have people like me that are willing to invest more dollars to even see if this is going to work, I think that you guys should be for it. And I'm not going to cry at this time, but that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you. Jack Cullen. Oh, Jack downstairs. Oh, there he is, behind the podium.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, City Manager. Jack Cullen, Downtown Rock Island Director for the Quad Cities Chamber in partnership with the City of Rock Island. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Positive action requires positive vision, and City Council, along with City staff, deserve applause for taking that approach to revitalizing downtown and considering the establishment of a special service area. At the Quad Cities Chamber, we truly believe in the value of downtowns and place, and we see the special service area as a vehicle to move everyone in the same positive direction toward building and celebrating this place. We're also thrilled to see our current city partnership result in approval of over $3 million in state grant funds for downtown improvements. Imagine the possibility of what we can do with a long-term place management organization. Throughout the process of exploring what's next for downtown, it has been inspiring to see people like Nicole and others come together to work for the betterment of Rock Island. We are honored to be part of the process at the Chamber and as we collectively work to transform downtown's future. To those who have voiced concerns about downtown, we are listening with a keen ear. The proposed special service area is a mechanism to help address these concerns. It is also important to address some people's concerns regarding the proposal. First, the funding streams. The proposed special service area is just one funding stream proposed to support the work of the place management organization, as is the community partner and City of Rock Island donations and additional funding in the form of grants and sponsorships, all for the betterment of downtown. Budget. A draft budget was built for this proposal based on calls for services and activities by downtown stakeholders. The numbers are just that, a draft. And nothing would be finalized until a special service area and place management organization board of directors develop its work plan and budget. Rest assured that every dollar invested in the SSA is returned downtown via programs, services, and capital improvements. Similar to the way the city or any other nonprofit operates, people are needed to execute the proposed programs and services. 5-year term. The proposal calls for an initial 5-year duration of the special service area. Results will be measured throughout the 5-year term with routine monthly board meetings and regular communication with stakeholders. There will be ample opportunity to pivot and adjust priorities along the way to meet our long-term goals and measure success. Big picture. It's an exciting time for downtown Rock Island. The city has more money than it's had for a generation to invest in capital and operational placemaking improvements. There are major projects in development, such as the new federal building and the YWCA, and many more on the horizon. The timing could not be better to leverage our growing momentum. The special service area, again, is the vehicle to bring all of this into the fold. Leverage what is being done and ensure we have the resources to continue maintaining, improving, programming, and promoting our assets downtown. We are on a shared mission to help downtown thrive, and when it does, the city of Rock Island will thrive. In the spirit of inclusiveness, engaged and constructive downtown stakeholders who are interested are invited to attend tomorrow's Downtown Steering Committee meeting at 4 p.m. at the Holiday Inn, Rock Island. We'll continue the conversation after this public hearing and look forward to seeing some additional faces at the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Steve Tondi. Where's the hat?
Good evening, Your Honor, Council. Steve Tondi. Have been president of the Associated General Contractors of the Quad Cities for the last 27 years, 520 24th Street in Rock Island. And we are right on the edge of this sort of gerrymandered downtown district that's been drawn up. And we're a not-for-profit association, so we stand to gain probably absolutely nothing directly from passing of this initiative. But I can say this, I've been a member of the Chamber of Commerce for 27 years as well. I've seen this work very well in Davenport, been successful in Moline, been successful in Bettendorf, and I see absolutely no reason why it won't be successful here. Try as I might, can't find a downside to this. I want to support our downtown businesses. I try to support them financially as often as I can. We use their services. And really, things haven't gone that well over the years. We're losing businesses. We're not gaining businesses. We may have some new construction going on downtown, which is always good. But this will give us an opportunity to recruit businesses, not only keep the businesses we already have, but to recruit businesses and to keep everything on an upward lifting in an upward lifting direction. And I try as I might, I couldn't find any reason to be against it, and I would certainly encourage everyone to support it. Now, that's not my whole 5 minutes. If you want me to filibuster for a while, I'll be happy to do that.
I've heard you.
Then I'll sit down.
Thank you, Steve. All right, that's all that is signed up. Is there anybody else out there? Yes.
Good evening. My name is Julia Ware, and I'm a property owner, but I'm from out of state, and we've owned property here for maybe 15 years. And I would like to say to the gentleman who spoke earlier that being a property owner, I want to make things better for the residents that live in my properties also. So for me to say it's okay, I'm willing to put in to make this better, because the residents are important to the property owners, and we know that, and we were not trying to exclude them. We were trying to make things better for them, and we're trying to make downtown Rock Island better for us all. And my thing is, I've had a lot of extensive travel, and I was military, and I've been a contractor overseas, and I've never seen this type of program fail. So I ask that you guys would please give it a chance. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you. Anybody else wish to speak? Yes.
Hi, I'm on the phone.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name's Katie Riley. As a property owner of space on 20th Street in downtown Rock Island, I would just like to say that I do support the SSA. Although no one wants more taxes, I do think we have to invest in the city in order to draw positive things to Rock Island. As was just mentioned, I believe that other quad cities each have something similar in place, and I feel they are all ahead of us in many ways, including attracting quality businesses. If we want people to invest in Rock Island, I believe we need to show that the city will do their part to support the investments they make. Whether it's making people feel safe, marketing the positive things that are happening, or beautifying the area a bit, those are some things that I hope we can do with these funds, although I understand those details are to be determined. But that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Patrick Stolley. I just have a few things I wrote down. I'm a property owner on the eastern side of downtown. I've received financial help from the city and DARI in the form of TIF, facade funds, grants, and low-interest loans in the past. Public-private partnerships work. I've been a part of them. I'm in support of the SSA. The SSA will be a body actively promoting and supporting the downtown area every day. No one wants more tax, but the return on investment is worth it. As the area improves and grows, property value and quality of experience for owners and visitors improves also. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else wishes to speak virtually?
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Stephanie Nunez, and I just wanted to take a second to communicate. I think one of the things that I continue to hear is a little bit of misinformation in regards to behind closed doors. I just want to share with everybody that if you go to www.rigov.org and go to the government tab, you can hop over to the boards, commissions, and committees, and then hop down to the steering committee. If you click on that link, you will be able to see and read the progress of the downtown steering committee over the last year and a half. I think the meeting minutes really represent the progress, the research, the investigations that the committee has worked so hard to implement. So if anybody's curious about what it is that they do, what it is that they could be a part of, they can just hop right on and read those public meeting minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Before you adjourn the public hearing, since this is the final thing of the public hearing, I would just like to speak about what the next phase is.
Is there anybody else that wishes to speak? Not hear anybody or see anybody? Alderman Gilbert.
Okay, so tomorrow starts the beginning of the 60-day official objection phase in the establishment of an SSA for downtown Rock Island. This period is required by state statute, and it will officially end on January 13th, 2023. Now, there are only two classes of people who have standing to object to the SSA. One is property owners in the proposed SSA, and the other is registered voters living in the proposed SSA, and you have to be a registered voter as of today. So if you say own and live in a condo and you are a registered voter in the proposed area, you have the right to object both as a property owner and as a voter. Objection petitions must be signed and returned to either the city clerk or the county clerk by January 13th, 2023. It takes 51% of the property owners and 51% of the registered voters in the proposed SSA signing objection petitions to successfully stop the SSA, and it only stops it for 2 years. So property owners, businesses, residents, renters, they will receive no information about this part of the process. So I felt it was essential to inform people this is the next phase. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if there's no one else out there, I'm going to close the public hearing, reconvene the regular meeting, and entertain a
I think, I'm sorry, it's going to be in the motion, my mistake. I just want to make sure we included the language that Alderperson Gilbert was talking about regarding it being the final,
Okay,
the concluding and being the final public hearing.
Right.
Right.
Final.
I jumped the gun, though, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
nope, no problem.
Move to adjourn the public hearing and reconvene the study session.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Is that good, Dave?
I think you're going to,
Add-
to close, it has to be the final, the language needs to be that it is the final public hearing.
Can I go ahead and make my amendment?
I would amend it,
right
yes,
now?
yes.
Move to adjourn the final public hearing and
Yes.
reconvene the study session meeting?
Yes.
Again.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
At least we're not suspending the rules, people.
Yeah, that's right. All right,
For a little cheat sheet.
That up tonight, don't worry.
roll call, please.
Alderperson Robinson.
Aye.
Hertz.
Aye.
Gilbert. Aye. Swanson.
Aye.
Parker.
Aye.
Pulis.
Aye.
Healy.
Thank you. Next up, we have the Economic Development Ecosystem Presentation. You, Tara?
I would like to request a little bit of a purposeful pause, because in order to allow adequate and respectful time for the SSA hearing, I asked my team to assemble at 6.
Oh, it's
I
6.
am working to get them here earlier, but if we could take a couple minutes. I just didn't want to run over the time that we needed to allow for the hearing, so I apologize for that.
Oh,
See
you
what we can do.
apologize. It was an unknown fact of how long this was going to be. We're going to take a little,
Anything sort of
we're going to take a
formal
little recess, very well put.
pause or anything?
Take a little recess until 6 PM and we'll,
We're gonna take a full timeout.
boy, there's a lot of different ways to put this.
Public hearing.
Listening or recording, we will be reconvening.
You know it, buddy. Solid work. Well, I showed up to the 40 under 40 event wearing jeans, so, you know, gotta make sure. Well, you know.
You're under 40?
You didn't have to be under 40 to attend the event. You just had to be under 40 to receive a record, an award.
When I was in Florida, and trust me, it was definitely over 40 down there.
Yeah.
How are you getting along?
More and more.